but in Remember the Titans, the defensive end, who's the captain?
Gary Bertier.
Gary Bertier. Yeah, I like, he's fictionalized in that movie quite a bit, actually. Of course. But just his, he's not really racist in the movie, if you really watch it.
Yeah, no, he's not.
He's got prejudice, but he's not racist. And not that that's the defining character of me, but I like to think that he wasn't the best player on the team, clearly. He was really good, but he wasn't the best player. But his leadership stands out. And even when he was not on the field, his leadership stood. I like to think that's me.
Well, and even the ability to reason with yourself and cross-examine your beliefs and then go to a different place. All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of the podcast, the Watch Well podcast. I'm Parker, your host, and this is Kyle Hessler. We just met, and I heard a lot about your business. I want you to kind of talk about that a little bit first, and then we'll do the what do they call it? The sudden death questions.
Sudden death.
Okay.
So I'm Kyle Hessler, father to Stonewall and Theoden.
That's awesome, man.
And wife to Jen, or husband to Jenny. You
gotta get that right, bro.
I go to All Saints Presbyterian here in Fort Worth, Texas. I work for a couple of different companies. Specifically, what I'll mention is Page 50 Marketing, which I'm pretty sure we can see the booth.
Yep, it's right behind us. Behind us.
We do marketing. We do branding. So if you need a website, if you need just to get your product out there, we can do a whole bunch of good stuff for you.
Yeah, we'll have to talk, because if I do the video stuff with my production company, we can house it on your websites that you build for our clients. We got to talk, bro.
We got to coordinate.
Yeah, we do.
And then I think what you were also wanting to know about was I started a business conference this year called Works Based, as in our work is based, and we're not debased. Basically, I wanted to start a conference that was strongly emphasizing on networking, getting Christians of like-mindedness together to do just various business. What stunned me in the last 4 or 5 years in the Reformed world is there's a ton of services that people do, and they don't realize there's a Christian that they can work with.
Yeah.
And I want to encourage Christians to work better, because I'm not of the mindset that you should hire a Christian just because. I think you should at least try to get pricing. You should try to give Christian opportunity to do business, but Christians are also not the best at business.
Right.
And we need to encourage Christians to be the best people at business. My mindset is, if you name the name of Christ in your business, you better be the best version of whatever that was.
That's right.
Because that's how you give glory to God. So
that's right.
We started this conference. We're really excited about it. The first year was pretty successful. We had a lot of the same guys we're going to have here at FLF there. And so I think David Reese, who's talking in the background right now, was one of our keynote guys.
Okay.
And he's great. He's a pastor and business guy. He owns like 20 businesses.
That's awesome.
So,
yeah.
Anyway.
That's awesome. Yeah. So again, like you said, we're at Fight Laugh Feast, and thought I'd grab him. But you mentioned a movie, and before we get into the movie that we want to talk about here, it's a great movie. It's a good movie. I like the movie a lot. But I've got some questions for you.
Yes,
There's
let's do it.
10 of them.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to think.
Okay.
Whatever comes to first, whatever your gut tells you, you got to go. Okay. I'm going to skip the first one, so there's 9.
Okay.
Action or drama?
Action.
Action. Superheroes or historical epics?
Historic.
Classic movies or new releases?
Old releases.
Old releases. Okay, ready? Theater or streaming at home?
2020 killed it for me. I would rather see a movie in theaters. I would, but I think that experience is long gone.
I agree with you. Okay. Nachos or pretzel bites?
Popcorn.
That's the next one.
Okay. Nachos.
Nachos?
They're just the upside of nachos is much better than the best version of nachos is much better than the upside of pretzels. But I just think of movie theater. I'm thinking movie theater ones, and I'm just like neither.
So those are the bougie movie theaters,
okay,
right?
Yep.
So this next one, candy or popcorn?
Popcorn. That's not my question.
I know you've already been into
Don't
the
be
popcorn
insane.
over here.
Yeah,
you've already been into the popcorn.
Even stale, it was good.
That's right. Okay, Old Testament stories or New Testament parables?
Old Testament stories.
Okay, cool. Are you a soundtrack or visual guy?
Visual.
And then what movie, this one's a little bit more difficult, so you can think about this one.
Okay.
What movie character most represents you and why?
Oh, that's good.
Hopefully it's not the character from the movie we're about to say.
No, I don't think so. I like to think, maybe this is just because it's recent on my mind. I forget the guy's name, but in Remember the Titans, the defensive end who's the captain,
Gary Bertier.
Gary Bertier. Yeah, I like. He's fictionalized in that movie quite a bit, actually. Of course. But just his. He's not really racist in the movie if you really watch.
Yeah, no, he's not.
He's got prejudice, but he's not racist, and not that that's the defining character of me. But I like to think that I have. He wasn't the best player on the team. Clearly, he was really good, but he wasn't the best player. But his leadership stands out, and even when he was not on the field, his leadership stood. I like to think that's me.
Well, and even the ability to reason with yourself and cross-examine your beliefs, and then go to a different place.
Yeah,
because that's ultimately what you see him do through the story, right? Mm-hmm. So he has this belief, and then you start to see him pull away from his girlfriend because she wouldn't go with him
and his friend,
and then he's like, well, okay, so then that's what we do on this podcast is why is that important? Why do we change our minds? Why is prejudice wrong? How should kind of that vein of thinking?
Yeah, and for me, it's like one of the not to make it about myself, but the thing in that movie that always stands out with me is how the team was won over.
Yep.
And if you play sports, this makes total sense. But even I think the thing that with that movie that's so great is it's also got these parallels of how men interact.
That's right.
But the scene where it's strong side, left side, he wins over. So he demonstrates his character earlier in the movie or earlier in their camp. And so he's the black players are like, okay, he's not untrustworthy. We've seen enough to kind of give him a measure of trust. And then he stands up to his best friend, calls him out.
Yep.
And then he does that with his teammate. And anyone that's played sports and when the adrenaline's running high for guys, we're in the foxhole together.
That's right.
And I like to think for myself, like the type of encouragement he offered was specialized. He didn't just grab Julius and say like, man, you're a great guy. I'm sorry about what I said. He just shows manly affection.
Yeah.
And that's like, I'm a big hugger.
It's a respect thing. Yeah.
I'm a very much a holy kisser.
Okay.
So next time I see you, you're getting a holy kiss.
Right,
but
brother.
I'm a big, like, grab somebody by the back and just say like, man up.
Yep.
So anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. It's definitely, it's not a hand holding kind of thing. It's a, no, you got this side of the field. I got this side of the field and we're a unit and you've got my respect. I'm going to trust you kind of thing.
Yeah. I like to say, you want to give a guy the slap on the back, the high five, the pat on the head, or the smack across the face.
That's right. Yep. I agree. So we just did a movie review on a movie we didn't even talk. So that's how easy.
That's great.
That's how easy it is. But let's transition to the movie we just spoke about. So Shutter Island.
Yeah.
I want to get your thoughts on Shutter Island. Do you even like the movie?
I love the movie. So full disclosure, we were talking about what movie to discuss. And it was fresh on my brain. It just popped up on YouTube, the like final scene, and so I watched the last 20 minutes of that movie, like from when he gets into the tower.
Yeah.
And so that part's fresh on my mind. The rest of the movie is not as fresh, but I mostly remember it.
Yeah.
I remember liking the movie pretty much from the first time I saw it. And I think a lot of people are frustrated by like, well, what is a twist movie.
Yeah.
And Martin Scorsese is not a twist guy, so I think they kind of painted in that light. But it's actually just a dynamic movie. It's really got a good story. It's got a good flow. And
character development's really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's very good.
And if you think about like a movie that has a good twist, the twist should be noticeable from the beginning. And it does. It very much is. So, but it was fresh on my mind because I kind of had an epiphany moment watching that end. So we can get into that, or we can talk about it.
Yeah, go to that scene that you remember most, and what'd you get from it?
So, do you do spoiler alerts?
Oh yeah,
for 12-year-old movies.
They know.
Okay,
yeah.
So
they know that if it's on the podcast, it's a spoiler zone for sure.
So the premise of the movie is this detective, or what we're told is a detective, who's played by Leonardo DiCaprio, and his partner, who's played by Mark Ruffalo.
That's right.
Come to Shutter Island to investigate a murder, I believe, or disappearance,
something like that. Yeah,
something like
because
that.
the girl,
and it's an insane asylum.
Yeah, insane asylum. Yep.
Yeah, and on an island, and I think it's taking place in like the 60s or 70s.
Yeah, that's around there. Yeah.
So it's you kind of get a little bit of that as far as the characters go. It's a little bit of that like. hey, boss, what you doing?
That's right.
Yeah. I think they say, hey, boss, all the time. Mark Ruffalo's character.
Yeah.
So they come to this island. They're investigating this. And I think part of the premise is that for whatever reason, which it seems absurd the first time you watch it, and then when you watch the movie in reverse, it makes way more sense. The Leonardo DiCaprio's character, I believe, is like they put in an agreement where he's institutionalized in order to investigate.
Yeah.
And he's trying to go deep cover, essentially. So then he goes through this plot of this movie. He's trying to uncover all this different stuff. And as we get to the end of the movie, we arrive at this like lighthouse, and Ben Kingsley's character is waiting up there with him. And Ben Kingsley's character reveals that this is all made up, basically.
Yeah, and Ben Kingsley, his character, plays the psychiatrist.
Yeah, the head psychiatrist.
Yep, that's right.
And he reveals to him that this is like his real. I forget what he thinks his name is, but his real name is Andrew Latus.
Yep.
And so then
isn't it like Roy or something? I can't remember.
I can't remember either. But basically, it's revealed that Leonardo DiCaprio's character is actually named Andrew Latus.
Yep. That
he's the one that's actually instituted, or he is an insane asylum. That he thinks the whole movie he's being drugged, but actually it's reversed. He's actually being weaned off. He's going through withdrawal, so he's getting shaky and stuff like that. He is the most violent patient they have, and he's institutionalized because he murdered his wife after his wife, who was manic, like severely manic depressive, drunk, all that stuff. She murders their children, and it's heartbreaking. So you have to watch the movie to kind of get all the like stuff going on. It's a bit of a thriller, it's a bit of a drama, but the main thing is the reason it was all set up was they are at the point where they think this is the only way to get him to own his guilt and shame.
Mm-hmm.
So the whole point of the movie is he is denying the reason.
The truth.
The truth. And one of the reasons they call him the most violent inmate is that he beat up another inmate because the inmate called him Andrew. He refuses to even call. He's so dissociated from what's going on that he doesn't even want to be called by his real name.
Right. So self-deception. Yeah.
So by the end of this little interaction, Leo's character tries to shoot a gun. The gun doesn't work. Turns out the gun never worked. And then, he finally acknowledges that, basically Mark Ruffalo's character is his actual doctor.
Yep.
Ben Kingsley's character runs everything. And it's one of the only movies I actually like Mark Ruffalo in, but Ben Kingsley is...
You don't like the Incredible Hulk?
He's the worst Incredible Hulk. We can talk about
Shots fired. Shots fired. That's
anyway,
awesome.
But, so he, basically Ben Kingsley's character tells him that they're going to lobotomize him. This was their Hail Mary because they don't know what to do with him. And so the state is basically saying, because he's guilty of murder.
Right.
So they're basically saying, if you're not, if we can't bring you back to reality, you have to be lobotomized. And the end of the movie is tragic. And this is what people didn't know if there was the twist or not or whatever. But they tell him that he had come back to reality like 6 months prior and then relapsed hard. And so they need to know for sure, is he acknowledging this? Is he on the pathway to health? And so he's acknowledging it. We get a flashback. We see everything. We know it's true. And then it's like the next day and they're just sitting on the court and Mark Ruffalo character walks up to him. He's like, how are we doing today, boss? And Leo's character very subtly pretends like he's still the detective, the delusion detective. And you just see this. It's a great moment for Ben Kingsley. Mark Ruffalo looks over him and goes,
he just shakes his head.
And Ben Kingsley just absolute depression on his face. You've never seen an actor get depression so good. And anyway, so then Leo's character says, this is the pivotal thing. This is what I want to talk about.
Yeah.
Is he says something like, is it better to live a monster or,
Yeah, it's something like...
I forget the line. I probably should have had it down.
No, it's good. I think it's something like, it's kind of like, is it better to stay deceived, or it's something like that.
Yeah, we can look it up in a second. I'm sure.
Yeah.
We could even ask. You could look it up.
Yeah, I'm gonna look it up.
You're gonna look it up. So, but the movie ends with this moment where you realize that Leo's character acknowledges he's actually stopped being deceived. He is acknowledging that he's a murderer, that he didn't handle his wife well, he didn't love his children well.
I'm looking it up.
Okay, great. I'll distract for a second.
Yeah, you're good, man.
So
you're good.
We can talk about the soundtrack for a second. No, which is actually a really good soundtrack.
Yeah, no, go ahead. No, keep talking. I'm listening.
So, he does. Basically, the movie ends with they're going to lobotomize him.
That's right.
So, did you find it?
No, not yet.
Okay. So just the reason I was thinking about it, other than just phenomenal Leo acting, which Leo's one of the great actors of our era for sure.
That's right.
He's a despicable human, but
and it took him like forever to win an Oscar, and
he won it for like the worst.
Wasn't it The Revenant?
Yeah, and I didn't even think that was okay.
No, it's like you watch it once and then you're like, it's amazing cinematography and cinematically it's incredible.
But it's just him getting beat up by a bear.
By a bear, yeah, that's right. I don't know if I'll be able to find it. It's at the very end of the movie. The quote from Shutter Island.
Better to live as I think it's Monster, but anyway, let's break down.
Yeah, go for it. So
the thing that I was just watching it and I was just kind of scrolling on YouTube and wasn't really giving any thoughts to it, and then I watched the whole scene and the whole ending, and it occurred to me, this is what happens when you don't have a place to put guilt and shame.
Mm-hmm.
He would rather. Oh, do we get it?
Yeah. Which would be worse, to live as a monster or to die as a good man? Thanks, Tyson.
Yeah.
Producer Tyson, shout out. Go follow him on Twitter. Tyson, where can they find you on Twitter? TJS Jeep.
Nice.
Tyson Stoll.
Thanks, Tyson. But it was. I just had this moment of clarity of like, this is what happens when you don't have a proper place to put guilt and shame. And actually, even the quote is like kind of revealing. Like, he thinks he's a good man. He's dying as a good man. It's like, no one is good.
Right. So then that begs the question: where do we put guilt and shame? Where should we?
On the cross.
That's right. Amen.
Yeah. And there's good shame. So.
Conviction.
I'm dealing with some stuff within some friendships and relationships of some guys that have really screwed up recently.
Yeah.
And praise God, they are repenting.
Amen.
And putting that on Christ. But you know what? They also are going to have to deal some.
Yeah, and just because you repent and you acknowledge that it's wrong doesn't mean you don't also have to deal with the consequences of sin.
Yeah. There's a guy locally here. I think he might even be coming to here, and he's an abolitionist.
Okay.
He is fighting for the unborn.
Yeah.
And him and his wife are tatted up like nobody's business. And he's got a crazy testimony. Now, I don't know if he would say he would regret the tattoos or whatever, but clearly he stands out. He has to deal with the weight of that. But whether that's a regret or not is debatable, but there's clearly you have to deal with the reality and weight of
that you have the tattoos. Yeah.
And so like Leo's character, if he had repented and came to Christ,
he would still be in the asylum.
He'd probably still be in the asylum. He'd probably still be in jail, and he'd have to deal with that. And clearly, 1960s doctors are not trying to prescribe the love of Jesus Christ as part of their
right.
But it's just it had this moment to me of like, this man would. This was the big enlightening thing to me. He would rather lose his mind, a la Romans 1.
Yep.
Than deal with the weight of what has happened.
Yeah, and that's exactly, you're right. Romans 1, they suppress the truth in their own wickedness. So like that's kind of what it is, right? It's much easier to self-deceive yourself than to come to the realization that we're not God.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah. Have you ever watched House MD?
Yeah.
So like another show I've been kind of scrolling on that, and there's a great episode I think in the second season where it's a two-parter. This cop gets sick with it turns out to be what is it? I can't remember, but it's like not a parasite, but it's not bacteria. It's
virus.
No, it's not virus, but it's like a parasite of some sort. Anyway, but Naegleria, that's what it actually is, but I can't remember what that's called. But anyway, amoeba. It's an amoeba.
Okay.
But Eric, Eric's one of his guys, he gets sick too. And
I know what episode you're talking about. Yeah.
And there's a moment in that episode that's somewhat related to the point I'm trying to make, where they know that in like unbearable pain is one of the symptoms, where it's like it's 10 on the pain scale, which is crazy painful. And Eric is like, just put me under.
Yeah.
Well, he's forgetting that they already did this. They put him they did the cop, the first guy that got sick, they put him in a medically induced coma, and they could tell by the brain function they was still having pain.
Yeah.
It's somewhat related. That my point is that like that and like Shutter Island, wicked men who refuse to bend the knee to Christ and put their sins on him, you can't absolve yourself.
Right.
So in Shutter Island, the guy wants to be lobotomized. That doesn't change the fact he's still guilty.
Right.
It doesn't change the fact he still has to deal with it. Like this House episode I'm referencing, the guy is put under and he's still having to deal with the pain. he just doesn't want to deal with it. Well, the reality is you're going to deal with sin one way or another.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah.
That's good stuff, man.
Yeah.
I appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, that's great. No, it was a lot of fun. I'd love to come back. I just need to watch. I just need to rewatch some good movies.
Yeah. There's a ton of them out there. You know, one of the things that we do on the podcast is sometimes we rate them, you know, whether we give them a thumbs up or whatever. Yeah. Sometimes we talk about ratings, where, you know, do we think that it deserves the rating it got in terms of rated R, rated PG-13, those kinds of things. So those Motion Picture of America, whatever ratings, whether they're good or they're bad.
Do you ever do like, I'm a big fan of saying overrated, underrated, but qualifying over, like, I think the Beatles are the most overrated band ever. The Beatles are excellent.
Yeah.
They're wonderful. They're also overrated.
Yeah, it's hilarious. We haven't really done that. We sometimes we talk about whether we like it or not. If it you know, whether the story was good or it lacked character development. Sometimes we do that. So there's a wide gamut of it really just depends on the episode, depends on the movie. But
can I give you an idea?
Go for it.
Other than the overrated, underrated, that's always fun. You should do what there's a podcast called it's Julian Edelman's podcast.
Okay.
Names with Games.
Okay.
So he's got a kind of a funky podcast. The setup's kind of odd, but the clips and stuff are really good, and I like how he holds stuff. But the one thing they do that's really cool is the premise of how he brings the guest on is it's usually sports related. So he either brings somebody that is a fan of a particular team or played on that team, but they talk about a specific game. Games with names.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the episode, they rate it. Now, part of the problem is you have these guys who are like rating, you know, regular season games is because they played in it. They're like, oh, this was a
great game.
Yeah. But I think you could do something similar where you guys could start ranking the movies you've done. So like Shutter Island, we could start breaking down whatever criteria. Yeah. And by the end of it, you do like a accumulated score.
Okay.
And then you say, well, this is like in all the movies we've done, it's placed in like 30 or 50 or something.
Oh, that's a great idea. Okay, I like that. I'll have to flesh that out.
Yeah,
for sure. That's a great idea. I like it.
Yeah, it'd be good.
Yeah, because that would be a good visual to put on the YouTube channel as well.
What are some of the movies you have done, if you don't mind?
Oh, dude, I think we've done 40 some movies so far. Yeah, so we've done 13 Hours, Secret Soldiers of Benghazi. We've done Sing and Sing 2.
Okay.
We've done...
I like how eclectic that is.
Yeah, we've done... let's see. Fences with Denzel Washington was our very first film.
Yeah.
Keith Foskey came on, did Superman 78, and that was a great episode. Greg Moore came on, did Tombstone.
Yeah.
We've done... Oh, shoot. We've done all 3 Batman movies, and then the newest one.
You mean the Nolan?
The Nolan ones. Yeah, we did all 3, the trilogy, and then we did the Batman that came out in,
2022.
Something like that, yeah, 22. And so, yeah, we've done a lot, man. We've done a lot of movies.
You done The Departed?
Not yet.
I almost said, let's talk about that, but I can't. I love that movie.
I haven't watched it in a really long time.
It's so good.
It's a great movie.
I just can't think of anything redeeming about it.
Children of Men is another good one. That'd be a good one.
Woo, Post Mill.
Yep.
That's a Post Mill movie if I ever seen one.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I'd love to come back, man. We might need to just kind of like if you'd have me, I'd
love to have you back.
Good movies. The ones I want to do are all the Pixar movies, like the golden age of Pixar.
Okay.
Because I've watched those so many times with my son.
Like A Bug's Life and.
So I'd say the ones I'd be comfortable talking about, critiquing Toy Story. I tear Toy Story down. I don't think the first Toy Story is good.
No,
I'm over it.
Okay.
Cars was the one we were talking about earlier, and I think that's a great movie for young men. Incredibles is great for dads, and wives too. Yeah, but that one,
it's really good.
If you ever read Federal Husband by Doug Wilson,
haven't read it yet.
So you need to read that and then watch that movie and then have me back. But the whole idea of that movie, the short version is where he starts to where he goes is one of the best journeys because he assumes the weight of responsibility. Yep. So I don't want to ruin the episode.
Yeah.
Come back and do that.
Yeah, we'll do it. We'll plan on that. Yeah, I'll read Doug's book and Doug, right? Doug's book.
Doug Wilson. Yeah.
And then
Incredibles 2, by the way.
Incredibles 2.
Everyone thinks is a feminist movie. It's actually I'll tease it.
Okay.
It's Jason Farley, who might be here. He pointed this out to me. It's the most anti-feminism movie ever because you think it's like, oh, she's saving the day. She's saving the day. Actually, she's failing every step of the way. And how is she saved? She's saved by her children.
Yep. That's right.
So I'd be comfortable. There's a bunch of
that'd be fun. Yeah, we'll have to flush that out. I haven't seen Incredibles 2 in a really long time.
It's an okay movie.
Yeah,
I like that
decent.
when you kind of see. I don't think they intended for that to be the case, but it's pretty good because the villain's terrible in that. It's because the villain's stupid. Like
I don't even remember the villain.
Well, let's save it.
We'll save it.
Yeah, maybe we could do like Incredibles 1 and 2.
That'd be great. Yeah.
And then the other one is which was the last movie to make me cry was Coco.
So I haven't seen that.
Oh, okay.
I haven't seen Coco.
Okay, any of these, I'd be so glad to come
That'd be great.
Real quick, quote Coco. I'm flying on my son's 3. He travels with me on sales trips. So we're flying back from Nebraska. I'm watching a college football game, and he's watching Coco, and I'm just kind of like, I hadn't seen it, and I was just like, whatever. This is like late stage Pixar. Who cares? And my eyes just kind of keep drifting to it, and I turned it on. There's a twist in the movie. I got drifted onto it right as the twist was like, you kind of got the full picture, and it made me weep. Like it was so, and I only saw half the movie, and then when I saw the full movie, I'm like, yeah, this is good. It's all about covenantalism.
Okay, cool. So we'll have him back, and we'll talk about The Incredibles and Coco.
Yeah, we can break them up.
We'll figure it up. Yeah, that'd be great. Cool. Well, again, guys, we're at Fight Laugh Feast. Come check us out. Kyle Hessler.
Yeah, I'm at, if you want to follow me,
yep.
I'm at Hessler Kyle. Look for information on Workspace Conference.
Yeah, awesome. Cool. We'll see you guys next. Thanks for coming, man.
Thanks, Parker.
Appreciate it.